I said, sure, I'd be happy to come shadow you one day. So she told me where to meet her, which turned out to be at the courthouse in downtown Pittsburgh, which is, again, a very historic building, very old. And it turned out, which I did not know in advance, it turned out that she was a public defender. Her job was to show that there was no probable cause to arrest them. And if they won, they went home. And if they lost, they would be assigned another public defender that would then take them through to either a plea bargain or a trial. So she had a very discrete mandate. Was there probable cause or not to arrest the person? I, of course, at the time had no idea what that meant. And so as I sat there in the courtroom, I was just stunned. She was the public defender, her client, a prosecutor, and the police officer was the only witness, the police officer that arrested the person. And so the first thing I noticed was that all of her clients were young men, mostly men of color, no women. And the next thing I noticed was that she was winning almost all of her cases. And it took me a while to catch on to why she was winning, because she was talking about a lot of things I just didn't have a lot of familiarity with. She was basically, going through a whole legal analysis that showed that there had either been no probable cause to go up to the person to begin with. And so I just was sort of stunned and shocked and fascinated and watching the judge, and who was very efficient in getting through these cases very quickly. And then she lost her first case, and she turned to me, and I still get chills to this day when I talk about this. She turned to me and she looked me straight in the eye, and she said, "This is what happens to young men of color in our society. They're in the wrong place at the wrong time. They get arrested for all the wrong reasons and without any real civil rights. And if I'm not able to show that, they will now have a record. And they may go on to plea and serve no time in jail if they're a first-time offender, or who knows, they'll go to trial. Maybe they win, maybe they don't. But it doesn't matter. They now have a record. It's going to make it hard for them to get a job. It will make it hard for them to finish school because people will know that they had been arrested, and they tend to become repeat offenders. And eventually they end up in jail, and it's just a cycle that starts that they can never really get themselves out of. And so that's what I do to try to protect as many of these young men. And if they've done something wrong, that's one thing. But in most cases, they were in the wrong place at the wrong time because of the color of their skin. And it was just such an enlightening experience for me. I really felt like I had been struck by lightning. And I said, literally in that moment, I said, I'm going to law school. This is what I want to do.